Hi guys, Karrie Evenson here. And so we are on day 7 now. I know, can you believe it? We have already made it through our first week of our Creative Art Journal. Today's topic is going to be about starting over. And that can mean several different things to you, depending on how you look at it. For me, starting over means we can come to a point in our life where we really feel like we've just had it. How much more can one person take? And then we never really allow ourselves to say it's okay to start over. We allow ourselves to feel like we're stuck. We tell ourselves, well, I can't do that. I'll lose everything. I can't quit that job. It just can't happen. I have to be here. I've got responsibilities. So we allow ourselves to feel stuck up here. And we don't take that chance or that risk to begin anew, to start over, to say, hey, it's okay. This kind of got screwed up. That's all right. I'm just going to start over. An example would be, I worked really hard for my business and my reputation as an artist for the last 7 years. And last year, I had tried to switch some things around. And some things that I still want to work on, projects that were mine, that were things I was very passionate about. And I remember being somewhere last summer at a show, and a storm came in. And it wiped out thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of art. And it devastated me because when you're first starting your business out and you're really trying to make things work, every little penny counts. Because for anybody that's an entrepreneur or knows when you're starting a business, everything you make, if you're not paying your bills, it gets reinvested back into your business. And I had lost so much that it devastated me. And I thought it was the end. Oh my God, how am I going to pick up from this? What am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? How am I going to come back from this? And I didn't allow myself to think that, hey, it's okay. You're just going to start over. You're just going to start over. It's not a big deal. And you know what? It wasn't a big deal. It seemed like it was going to be, but once I made those choices to look at it from that point of view, I grabbed that and I went after it and I started over. And instead of going one way about my job, I approached it from a different perspective. I approached it from a different business point of view, and it worked out for the better. But that's not to say also that we can't start over with our way of thinking for each day. For example, we may have had a really crappy day. It could have just been a really bad day for us. But do we go to bed really thinking that that's our life just because the one day was a bad day? Or do we go to bed telling ourselves, I'm just going to start over tomorrow. That's it. Tomorrow's not going to be like this. Do we allow ourselves to get stuck in the mentality that starting over is not an option? Why? Why does that happen? At what point do we feel like we put this kind of pressure on ourselves to where we literally feel like we can't start over? Stuck in a marriage that you're unhappy and miserable in? Who says you can't start over? Why be miserable and unhappy? I don't understand that. Don't like the way you look? Upset because you're overweight? Start over. On a diet, been doing really good? Ate 3 candy bars? Beating yourself up over it? Tomorrow, start over. Don't give up. There's nothing in this world that really can limit you but you. So, how do you start over? What do you need to do to start over? Where do you begin? How do you make it happen? Do you just sit and talk about it? You just sit and think about it? Or do you do it? Make a plan to start over. Doesn't matter what it is. Something you're not happy with, start over. Make some changes. Put together a plan of action and make it happen. Just start over. So I want you to create anything you want that represents starting over. And dig deep. This is a hard one. Got to get in touch with some real truth here, people. So fear, toss it out. Love yourself. Be true to yourself when you're doing this entry. And I'm going to go ahead and start on mine. And then we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.